And here's something else that I forgot to point out in my presentation yesterday and the follow-up. One of the questions that was asked was about performance with large numbers of panels. And I demonstrated that aside from shutdown, this library performs really well. And so one of the things that happens when you launch this, when you launch a manager instance, so we've created it, we've added some panels to it, and then we're telling the manager, okay, here's the subpanel you're going to use for your display. What that does is it launches this array panel async VI in the background, and it's got this event case that handles being told that it should update its layout and display. However, instead of doing any processing in here, what we're doing is we're marking a front panel indicator with a local variable that we do need to do updates, and you'll notice we've got a pretty small timeout up in the corner of our event case. Now the reason I did this is when you're holding down and dragging the scroll bar, every time it changes position, it will trigger an update. Likewise, in our top level demo, every time we add or move elements around within the manager, that also triggers an update. So we've got this events update, we've got the scroll bar value change. So those just set that flag. So that way, if we get a whole bunch of them in rapid succession, we're not trying to do the same thing faster than anybody would ever be able to see. So then we have this timeout case where we see if that flag is actually set. If it is, we clear it, and then we do the update. So that's how I can hold down the scroll bar and drag it around without causing huge performance hits as it's trying to shuffle the panels around thousands of times a second, or as fast as it can generate updates. So I just wanted to show that off. This is a little trick I've used here. You could do this with shift registers on your event structure while loop. I just prefer to not have those wires that I have to trace across and wire across in cases where I don't use that value. So I've opted for using front panel variable here. And then we're effectively deferring the update until we're no longer getting updates for at least 5 milliseconds. So if you're dragging the scroll bar around a lot, you will see hesitations, but it will always very quickly end up where you stop dragging. The human, an human eye is not really going to notice a 5 millisecond delay in that update. So this is a trick you can use in any of your UI code, not just in this framework.